It's Ron Reader Digs the Universe. I'm Ron Reader, and this is Ron Reader Digs the Universe, and tonight, paying it forward is bullshit. From Wikipedia. Pay it forward is an expression for describing the beneficiary of a good deed repaying the kindness to others rather than paying it back to the original benefactor. It is also called serial reciprocity. The concept is old, but the particular phrase may have been coined by Lily Hardy Hammond in her 1916 book In the Garden of Delight. Robert Heinlein's 1951 novel Between Planets helped popularize the phrase. The article then goes on to observe that paying it forward chains in fast food stores have become somewhat common, where people pay for the drink or food items in front of them. Starbucks, for example, frequently has long chains, including one of 378 customers at a Florida Starbucks. I work as a waiter at a restaurant here in Houston, and last week I found myself being a pay-it-forward facilitator. A 30-something solo diner was paying out his tab and told me that he wanted to pay for the other two tables, both of them two-tops, that were sitting in my section. So I set it all up, and he then went on his merry way before the beneficiaries were able to thank him for his kindness. The $10 he tipped me on one couple's $85 tab was a bit light, I thought, but hey, that's okay. Because one of the other couple decided to tip me 20 on top of the 10 that he had already gave me, paying it forward themselves. So, you know, it was nice. Everybody had warm fuzzies and good vibes. Me, the solo diner, the two couples sitting in my section. But I just couldn't stop thinking about how the whole thing felt to me just totally superficial. You know, I had to wonder about this for a while, but I finally figured out why this sort of thing troubles me so much. No one that the solo diner helped actually needed the help, which is to say that paying it forward in this sort of restaurant or coffee bar sense really only benefits the bourgeois people who can afford to eat in restaurants where other bourgeois people pay it forward. It strikes me as more of a weird celebration of personal prosperity than as an actual kindness. Worse, I think that paying it forward embeds in the heads of the white-collar class that this is what a good deed looks like, that what amounts to mutual masturbation is somehow virtuous. Well, let me tell you, while mutual masturbation may very well be fun, it ain't virtuous. Really, I'm just riffing here on an old Marxist critique of charity, just generally, that observes how really charity is all about stoking the ego of the person who gives money to the poor, because while doing so might alleviate some suffering temporarily, it does nothing to change the circumstances that make people poor. A sort of self-absolution for the well-to-do and not much else. An institution, charity, aimed at the continuance of injustice. But paying it forward is worse, because it doesn't even pretend to help the unfortunate. It just shuffles a few bucks around the bourgeoisie. Oh, Ron. Oh, Ron, you're being such a Grinch. People like to pay it forward. Well, that may be. I guess I'm just shitting in the punch bowl here, but please, if you want to be a nice person with your money, just make sure that it goes to the people who actually need it. I mean, you know, you're still doing this, handing out this money for ego gratification reasons, of course, but at least your donation will have some small bit of meaning. I'm Ron Reeder, and this has been Ron Reeder Digs the Universe. Join me, Ron Reeder, again next week for another episode of Ron Reeder Digs the Universe.